Welcome everybody to Truro Prep School Speech Day, Virtual Speech Day 2020. And I think we've got to start off with saying to the teachers here, what an amazing job you've done. When you've got children aged 3 to 11, it's very difficult to engage with everybody when you're not in a room with all the wonderful colour and light that Truro Prep School brings. So children, you'll be known as Generation COVID, Gen C. You'll have learnt new skills under your distant learning and that sort of thing. And your teachers, you will also have learnt new tech skills, new ways of teaching. And I think some of those things we will remember as we go into the future. I've been deprived this year of my trip to Truro Prep School to remind me what a wonderful, happy place it is and how happy my children were when they were here and the friends they made for life at this wonderful prep school. And I shall miss the strawberries and Prosecco on the lawn. It always seems to be sunny. And I will absolutely, as I stand down as Chair of Governors, cherish my days here with you at Truro Prep School. And I hope to be able to see you all at some stage in the future. We normally do bump into people in Cornwall. I'm delighted to say that this is the Governor's moment in the sun. This is probably the only time of the year when you think about school governors. We offer a framework and the compliance that you need in the background to operate this wonderful institution. But of course, we're nowhere near as important as you, the pupils, and the teachers who make things happen every day. I'm handing on to Richard Thomas, who will step up from Vice Chair to Chair of Governors, and I'm very grateful to Richard for the work he's put in over the last few months as I've been rather preoccupied with the COVID crisis in my other walks of life. And Rob Cowie, who is standing down as the other Vice Chair after 27 years and is, like me, going to become a member of the Truro School Foundation going forward. And Kieran Topping and Rachel Bayliss, the other people who make the governance of this school very easy and allow the Chair of Governors to sleep safely at night. So thank you very much indeed for everything you've done for Truro Prep School. We look forward, I hope, to a happier and easier September. All of you, until then, have a lovely summer.
Hello everyone. It's my honour to open the Truro School Prep Speech Day with a prayer. And I know at the prep just how much you guys like a stained glass window. So I'm sitting in the choir loft at Truro School with the beautiful stained glass window behind me. Before I open with a prayer, I wanted to say a few words to go off-piste a bit, you might say. You see, this is the last chance that I have to have this honour. And I wanted to say a few words about Miss Patterson. When you're the leaving headmaster of Truro School, people often ask you, so Andrew, what do you think your legacy will be? And I always say, well, I'll leave that for others to judge. But one of the best things that I ever did was to ask Miss Patterson to be the head of Truro Prep. She's an absolutely wonderful person and has done a truly outstanding job, and I'm going to miss her. It's fair to say, however, she will always be a true friend. I'm so in awe of all that you, the pupils and staff at Truro Prep, have achieved this year and indeed during the lockdown. It's been absolutely first rate, and I'd like to applaud you, the pupils of Prep. I'd like to applaud your teachers and all of the non-teaching staff as well for the way that you've responded at this time. Well done. Let us open with a prayer. Father God, we ask you to look upon this gathering of pupils, parents and staff and others with love, wherever each one of us may be. Please send your Spirit into our midst to bless this time together. We're gathered here in a spirit of gratitude because we know that while we're in currently a difficult time and that lockdown has impacted all of our lives in different ways, we still have much to be thankful for our school, our teachers, our families, our friends. We give you thanks. Bless us as we enter the summer holiday period, that we might return in September refreshed and renewed and ready once again to spread your message of love and kindness through our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. Amen.
Good afternoon to you all. To all who are watching today, whether here in Truro or further afield. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our 2020 prize giving ceremony. That this year is going to be very different to others. Normally, at this point, I would welcome honoured guests such as the Mayor and the Mayoress, councillors, governors, our colleagues from Truro School, and of course parents, staff, friends, and most importantly, our children. I would talk to you about our year in prep, but this year I'm going to address my words mostly to Year 6, because today is really all about you. Honouring who you are and your achievements during the year and sending you on to the next chapter of your education with our love and best wishes for a wonderful future ahead. I'm not in the sports hall, as I normally would be when delivering my end of year reflection, but here, all on my own, in my office. I say the word normally, but we all know that since the 20th of March, and for some even earlier than that, nothing has really been normal for any of us. One of the saddest aspects of lockdown for us as a school has been that you, our Year 6 pupils, haven't had your usual goodbye to the prep school. In a normal year, you would have gone for your week's residential trip to France and spent a number of weeks rehearsing and preparing for the Year 6 play. When the rumours started that Year 6 might be one of the year groups that would first return to school, I had everything crossed that this would be true, so that you could come back, we'd get the team back on site and just spend some time with you with each other before the next chapter begins. My wish was granted, and on the 1st of June I could have wept with joy as one by one you started to return to your newly formed bubbles. Your first year in prep in Year 3 was also my first year in prep. And whenever you start something new with someone or a group of people, I've always found that there tends to be something of an affinity with them. When you join a new school or a new job, university, etc., I have felt that with you. I remember my first assembly in the old assembly hall that was demolished back a few years ago. You were the little people that sat cross-legged on the front row smiling up at me. It's amazing to see how far you've come in every way, how grown up you are, how much you've learned and developed in your academic lives, how much you've grown into young people that make us proud every day, how tall so many of you've become. I recently wrote an introduction for the Year 6 yearbook where I mentioned the power of friendship and the importance of standing together in unity and support of one another. During the past 3 months, I've had so many communications where members of our community have shared their anxieties, their gratitudes and thoughts about their experiences. But most are focused on how much families, but especially the children, have missed the friendship, the interaction, the social fulfilment, and the community that school life brings. I know that this academic year will be overshadowed by the pandemic and all that has come with it, but we must also remember that we've enjoyed some fantastic times together in school too. One of my favourite days of the year was when we decided to focus completely on well-being and devoted a whole day to a variety of activities that would promote and encourage this. On October the 11th, we collapsed the timetable for the day and enjoyed journaling, forest school, mindfulness, yoga, tai chi, making worry dolls. I was in the privileged position of being able to go around the school and dip into each of these activities, watching you and the staff as they fully engaged. Of course, one day of activities such as this is clearly not enough, and this needs just to become part of our practice, but it was wonderful just to stop, take a breath, and focus on our bodies, our thoughts, our breathing, and the world around us. We're a very busy school with more activities going on during the course of a normal week than just about any other school I've ever worked in, but the Well-Being Day was a good reminder about the importance of stopping and slowing down. Another day that really stood out for me as an important one this year was, interestingly, during one of our inset staff training days. Now, I say interestingly because in my experience, the best days in school always involve children. However, on this occasion that I'm referring to, the Rev came to talk to the staff about being a Methodist school. We're very proud of our Methodist heritage, and many of you will have heard me relate the first time I met with one of the leading figures of MIST, which is the Methodist Independent Schools Trust. I asked him if he could tell me in 3 words what Methodist schools were all about and what they stood for. And his response confirmed for me that I was in the right place. He said that firstly, we were about excellence and the pursuit of excellence. That is not about being the best, but being our best. Next was inclusivity, that all are welcome, worthy, and valued equally in our schools. Lastly, he mentioned unpretentiousness, which was music to my ears. Our very motto, to be rather than appear to be, also affirms this. Anyway, the Rev gave us a challenge and asked all members of staff the following. In what way might you see yourself making a contribution to the soul care of our pupils? Now, I'm just finishing my 28th year in teaching, and I've taught in a number of different schools, but never have I been asked such a question before. The soul care of our pupils. So the Rev gave everyone a post-it note and asked them to write their responses on it. At the end of the session, I managed to swipe the post-its, and they'd been in my desk drawer for the past 3 terms. And I have pulled them out, and from time to time I've flicked through them, and every time that I have, I am struck again at how blessed I am to work with such a committed group of teachers. I don't have time to read all of the responses to you now, we'll be here till Christmas, but this is just a flavour. To act as a good parent to my students, showing love, respect, and educating them. Regular focus on how our values of love, acceptance, and inclusion are important. Model how to hear others and encourage others to listen and hear. I will help children to feel confident about failure by showing them that it helps them to learn and succeed. By being compassionate. To listen and be present, to ensure they know that they are loved and valued, by being a good listener and not judging. To be open, encourage each individual to recognise how valued and important they are. To understand each child as a unique individual. To find time to listen to their thoughts and worries. Every one of us has something special, interesting, and powerful to share. Every pupil needs to know this. Allowing the pupils to express their individuality and be who they are with our full support. And finally, by loving each child enough to want to help them to be the best that they can be. Pretty amazing. I wish that I'd experienced teachers who thought about me like that. And now to some thank yous, of which I owe many hundreds. And of course, I won't be able to name all those to whom I owe such a gratitude here today. But before I start to thank those who work within our school, I want to thank your parents. I know that so many of them have taken a great strain over the last 6 months. Not only have they had to run businesses from home, they've also needed to be present as you have taken to the online platforms. The safeguarding aspects of having so many young children working online for so long initially caused me great anxiety, but their willingness to assist and be a presence for you while you worked and to intervene when you needed that personal touch has been amazing. Thank you, parents, for entrusting us with your children. We recognise the honour it is to educate them and to be able to spend so much time with them. I want to thank our teachers, and I know that all our community, children, parents, staff alike, have faced a situation like no other over the past 6 months. I also know that our team of teachers and teaching assistants that I lead have been entirely committed to ensuring the ongoing education of our children. We could see within days of going into lockdown that we had to put in place a system where you had daily face-to-face contact with your teachers and to be able to see and hear your friends. The teachers have worked for many, many hundreds of hours to make sure that our system worked well. Not only do we say goodbye to you today, Year 6, we also say goodbye to Mr. Andrew Gordon-Brown. So for the past 4 years, I've been in the most privileged position that my boss is also my friend. I know that some may think that this isn't possible, but I can honestly say that this has been the case. I think the reason we work so successfully together is because we both think along very similar lines when it comes to our roles. We both strive to put children at the centre of everything we do. When we've discussed new initiatives and strategies over the past 4 years, the mantra has always been, what is in the best interest of the children? He's taught me so much, and I have to admit that I am a little bit heartbroken that I won't be working with him any longer. But I'm also looking forward to getting stuck into the next chapter with Mr. Andy Johnson, who I've been getting to know well over the past term. Mr. Gordon-Brown, working with you has been a great blessing, and I'm sure that the whole prep community wishes you and Team GB every happiness and success as you move up the line to Bath. My senior team have played out of their boots too on a daily basis. When I've come into school on weekends, they've been here, they've done earlies and lates like nothing I've ever seen before. I appreciate now more than ever the importance of having strong, solid, selfless, willing leaders with me that look at a situation and say, how can I help? Mr. James Frewer, Mrs. Jane Ellis Walker and Mrs. Maggie Isaka, I wouldn't still be standing if it wasn't for you. Thank you to Mrs. Simone Weston for her support of the school and of me and for keeping me in the right place at the right time. Your work is far broader than this, I know, but your calm and measured approach to me on a daily basis is greatly valued. To my colleagues based in the senior school who daily share their wisdom and expertise, thank you. Thank you to our governing body who have been such support this year, for sharing your experience and for taking such a personal interest in the prep community. Thank you too to Mrs. Sue McIntosh and her team for their hard work and willingness to do whatever is needed to ensure the smooth running of the school. Thank you to Mr. Peter Sharp and Miss Kate Williams for their work in leading in pre-prep. Rev, thank you for your support to our children, their parents, to our staff and to me. You are a brilliant listener and such an encouragement to our community. Farewell to Mr. Steve Spear, who leaves us after 12 very successful years. Mr. Spear was the maths coordinator for a number of years and a key figure in both the maths and the sports departments. He's been a wonderful Year 6 form tutor and a great support to many Year 6 groups on the French trips. He deserves a wonderful retirement, but shouldn't get too comfortable, as we will be calling him to come and help us when we need some cover support. Mrs. Alison Russell also retires from her role as swimming teacher after 18 years at Truro Prep. We wish her a long and happy retirement. Mr. Blake leaves us after just a year, but we have appreciated his hard work and commitment during that year. Thank you for leading the English department and for giving us your fresh eyes for the past 3 terms. We wish you and your family a safe and successful return back to Hong Kong and hope that you will keep in touch. A special mention to Mrs. Charlotte Ellis today. She earns her Long Service Award of 20 years at Truro Prep this year. We're very grateful for all you do for our school. And so Year 6, as I come to the end of my reflection, I want to thank you for everything that each of you have brought to our school. I'd love to list all of you individually and point out all your wonderful strengths and abilities, but we might be here until Christmas again. And as this is recorded, I've been advised to keep it shorter than normal. So to all of you, we have loved having the pleasure of your company, whether it has been for 8 years or for 1. It is our great privilege to have taught you, to have learned from you, to have laughed with you, and to have had you back with us for this past month. I'd like to finish by reading an Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your field. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
The prizes for 3LL. The Attainment Award goes to Luena, the Progress Award to Will, and the Citizenship Award to Nathaniel. In 3SM, the Attainment Award goes to Joseph, the Progress Award to Teddy, and the Citizenship Award to Harris. The Year 3 Effort Cup goes to Winnie, and the Year 3 Creative Arts Cup goes to Georgia. In 4ME, the Attainment Award goes to Rosie, the Progress Award goes to George, and the Citizenship Award goes to Theo. In 4SB, the Attainment Award goes to William G, the Progress Award to Nancy, and the Citizenship Award to William S. The Year 4 Effort Award goes to Reggie, and the Year 4 Creative Award goes to Caitlin. In Year 5, 5JE, the Attainment Award goes to Scarlett, the Progress Award to Charlie, and the Citizenship Award to Jack. In 5JL, the Attainment Award goes to Sarang, the Progress Award to Clara, and the Citizenship Award to Eva. In 5SL, the Attainment Award goes to Jessica, the Progress Award to Rosie, and the Citizenship Award to William. The Year 5 Effort Cup goes to Grace, and the Creative Arts Cup goes to Jemima. The Lear Cup for Innovative and Creative Thinking for Years 3 to 5 is presented to Gabriel. The Dunstan Moore Mathematics Shield for Year 5 is presented to Sarang, and the Resilience Cup goes to Bradley. The Year 6 prizes for 2020. For Joshua, the Nathan Harvey Cup for singing. For Roman, the Hockey Cup for boys. For Felix, the Humanities Cup and the Rugby Cup. For Rafferty, the Computing Cup. For George Berry, the Glass and Endeavour Cup. For Woody, the Sports and Outdoor Education Cup and the Polkinghorne Music Trophy. For Joseph, the Geography Prize. For Ellis, the Thomas Stratton Cup for Leadership. For Miles, the Bushcraft Award. For Jacob, the Graspy Cup for Sportsmanship and the Cross Country Cup. For Zara, the Cornwall Hugs Grenfell Cup of Community Spirit. For Henry FC, the Creative Writing Cup. For Amelia, the Public Performance Cup. For Lawrence, the Drawing Cup. Sebastian has achieved the 6SS Effort Prize. Oliver, the 6JF Progress Prize. B has been awarded the Susan Shipowski Cup for Set Design. Amy has won the Kindness Cup. Alice has been presented with the Netball Cup. Annabelle has achieved the Friendship Cup. Farah, the Performing Arts Cup. Robbie, the 6AG Progress Award. Harry J, the History Cup. Felicity, the Mathematics Progress Cup. For Bo, the 6JF Effort Prize. Tilly Rose, the Willowday Cup. George K, the 6AG Effort Prize. For Nemo, the Monitors and House Leadership Cup. Florence, the Ralph English Cup and Drivada Music Trophy. Ben has been awarded the Glennis Tool Cup for First Aid. Luke, the Cycling Cup and the Wills Mathematics Cup. Beth, the Judo Award for Girls and the Robertson Cup for Sports. Ella, the Scratchwood Cup for Sportsmanship, the Arts Cup and the Girls Hockey Cup. Joe, the Badminton Cup. Mimi, the Butler Cup for General Knowledge. Benjamin, the Boys Swimming Cup. Sam O, the Colin Dyer Green Prize. Ted, the David Neal Special Art Cup. Oscar, the Football Progress Award. Alfred, the Design Technology Cup.
Jackson, the Sanders Cup for Creative Arts.
Ko, the Football Cup. Inigo, the Ewan and Monica Thomas Music Cup.
Luke R, the Modern Language Cup.
Griff, the Guitar Award and the Campbell Cup for Science. George S, the David Pearce Cup for Sports. Harriet, the Girls Swimming Cup. Imogen, the RE Prize. Lilia, the Drama Cup. Hector has been awarded the 6SS Progress Award. Sam S, the Citizenship Cup. For Thomas, the Perseverance Cup. For Dylan, the Keyboard Instrumental Cup and the Academic Cup. Archie, the Dyson Project Award. And Loena, the Wade Cup for Strings and the Gwyneth Rose Dance Cup. Everyone in Year 6 has also achieved their diploma this year.
Congratulations to you all on earning your awards and your diplomas. Earlier on, I mentioned the 3 areas highlighted to me about Methodist schools, and I'd like to remind you of 2 of them because they encapsulate so well the person that is going to receive the Heads Cup today. Those 2 areas are excellence, being your best, and unpretentiousness. This person has many talents, from the academics to the arts to public speaking to photography. This person is also a great friend to many and seems to have that innate ability just to get on well with people. But more than this person is one of the most unassuming and humble people that I have ever come across. Going about the business of school life with no fuss, taking it all in their stride, they have excelled since they were in nursery. A superb role model to her peers and to every child in our school. It gives me great pleasure to award this year's Heads Cup to Beatrice Hawkins.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace. Amen.